Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, comment button. I'm just trying to build this channel up a little bit. Like I said, I'm the golfing biker, and I am bringing both of my passions to the YouTube. I have another channel called Ray's Moto Life. If you like motorcycle events and rallies, go over and check it out. Today's topic is, who is Bob Parsons? Now, I really didn't know who this guy was until about a year ago. So Bob Parsons is the owner and creator of PXG clubs, golf clubs. And I think most of us in the golf world know that, but a lot of people don't know that he also owns in Scottsdale, Arizona, the Harley Davidson of Arizona, which I typically read into this guy. You know, I've watched a few videos with Forbes and stuff like that. So I can tell you one thing, this guy is a self-made man, and what I like about Bob is he's a Marine veteran. He went to Vietnam, he's military retired, he does things for the veterans in the motorcycle community and in the golfing community. Now, there's a big storm blowing about this, black ops driver and all that stuff. So I started diving into it, and I mean, it's beautiful. Of course, I don't have it. I just use a set of, $500 standard Strata clubs. You can check those out. They're just, there's like a beginning, set, but I'm not a beginner. I played in high school. I've played, many times throughout my life. But also, I wanted to touch on Bob because I know he'll probably never see this, but I would love to sit and ask the guy and talk to him about these clubs and the military stuff he does with the motorcycles, because I'm a Harley guy. So, and also would like to just ask some of these companies. I see these people on YouTube. There's YouTubers, we know that, YouTube golfers or whatever. I mean, these companies are paying for these guys to go out and get a full bag fitting. Now, remind you, I'm not going to hold anything back here. And they go out and get these full bag fittings to these PXGs, clubs and irons and drivers and the whole bag with their name on it, which, remind you, I love the skulls. I think he brings all that stuff from the motorcycle world and the community. So, which I would love to have that. But, and then I watch some of their videos. And it's like they go home and put them in their garage in their corner, and they never play with them. They pick up the clubs that they were already playing with, or they're used to, or a different name brand club or whatever. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Because some of us out here would, give anything to go do a full, but I'd love just to have a set period. I don't have to be a full fitting to me, but that would be awesome. But a custom bag and custom irons and clubs. And these guys are just sitting them down when they're paid for it, and they're getting them paid for, and that's cool. Maybe they built up their channel or whatever. I don't give a shit. Here's the thing: if you're not going to play with the clubs, give them to somebody else. Because if I had a fitting of any brand clubs or had a new set of good name brand clubs, I would give my set to somebody that needed them. I would find somebody starting out or whatever, especially like a kid or something, and give them to them. Because when I started, I had a $35 yard sale set. Actually, they were Jack Nicklaus Golden Bear irons. I loved that 7-wood or the 7-iron in there, man. I learned how to chip and everything with that 7-iron. And let me tell you, I had my driver and my 3-wood was actually wood with a little metal face. They were tore up, old. I couldn't even use them. I had a 5-wood that was like an old Wilson titanium or something like that. That's what I learned to drive off the tee with. And that's how I played golf. And that's how I learned in high school. I was 15-year-old when I first, started playing golf for my high school, and played for a couple of years and took off and moved to Florida and, Kentucky, different places. But I played a couple courses in Panama City Beach and in Atlanta. I played one course there, but I mainly have just played here in East Tennessee. So, but getting back on Bob Parsons, man, I just wanted to touch on that because he's done a few podcasts and interview, and of course he's got to get his name and his brand out, and I get that. And you give things away, you sponsor somebody clothing, and I love the clothing, man. The shirts, or well, I don't know how they are. I don't I can't afford them, but you know, the hats, the shirts, the clothing, man, just even from the covers for the irons and the drivers, man, they're awesome with the skull, the blacked out, you know, military things, all that. They're great. So what I was talking about earlier was why this guy's a self-made billionaire, man, whatever. And because he didn't give up. He went to the military, like he said, set him on a path, discipline, you know, and structure, and he came out, decided to do something good, make something of himself. So if you don't know who Bob Parsons is, make sure you go check him out. Look him up. I follow him on Instagram, his personal page, and also PXG Golf and Canada and PXG UK and YouTube as well. I watch a lot of stuff with him. So, but the golf courses in Arizona that he owns, man, they're beautiful. And if you haven't seen those, he has military themed golf course. It's like you know, the name of the golf course. He's got a rock up there with the different military, you know, logos on them. So also he's come out with this new golf ball, Extreme. It's got the military logo, different logos on them. Make sure you go check those out. But I just wanted to get on here and not really rant, but just kind of let people know, if you don't know who Bob Parsons is, man, I think I'd get along with this guy great, because I ride Harley Davidsons. I have a 2007 Ultra Classic. It's old, breaks down a lot, but you know, it works. I don't have all the money. I've been disabled since birth. So I draw a little disability check. So I can't go and buy these big, you know, $40,000 Harleys and these $10,000 set of clubs or whatever. You know, I have to play with what I got. And I don't believe in someone saying, oh, if I had this name brand set, I could play better. Now, I believe it would improve my game probably 100%, but do I believe that, you know, the clubs are going to make me a pro golfer? No. I believe you have to have a little bit of talent, a knowledge of the game. You got to know how to play. So when you do ever get a nice set or a good name brand set or a fitted set or whatever, I do believe that it will improve your game. But when you learn how to play the game, you learn how to have discipline and learn the game. You can learn the game and play with any clubs. In my beliefs, I can play with a yard sale set just as good as somebody can play with a, you know, a TaylorMade or ping set or whatever, you know. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Bob Parsons. Love what you're doing, man, which I'll never be able to own any of your clubs, but, or the bag, or probably ever be able to play at your golf course or anything like that. But dude, love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Just keep. And I heard him say, you know, they just want to get better and better, you know, make their drivers and all that stuff just better. So improve. I think that's the way you got to do when you're coming up in the golf community, because there's so many brands that's been set for so many years. You just have to keep improving. So just for you YouTube golfers or just fake ass people out there, when somebody gives you a set of nice clubs or a fitting, don't go home and just put them in your garage and pick up the ones you was already playing with. If you ain't gonna play with them, give them away, do something with them. I mean, it's ridiculous. You guys are like, just give me. And that's one thing about companies. I'm not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video, because when you deal with sponsors and people like that, they have the decision, then they can make choices in your life. So, and when somebody's paying you, you have to listen to their opinion. So make sure you check out the hats. This is Right Lane Golf. Make sure you stay in the fairway. Until next time, 4.